Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about how to take WCM777's online customer service to the next level by supporting affiliates and their teams from anywhere around the world. You see, there's 6 ways to customer service effectiveness where we're going to overcome current problems with solutions. The first problem is an overloaded email inbox, and we're going to solve that with time and event-based automation. So as an agent, I'm logged in and I can see tickets, and I can filter those tickets by groups or created time or even the status of that ticket. I'm also able to filter out tickets by priority, and those priorities are color coded so that I don't get confused about the ticket that I'm looking at. So for instance, if I just want to look at support level tickets for the English language, I can do so even within the last 2 months right here on the screen. As an end user, I can create a ticket, and when I'm filling out the subject line, I'm able to get related articles that relate to what I'm creating a ticket about. So that way I can get my question answered without even submitting a ticket. And that reduces how many tickets that are in the inbox because I'm equipping the end user to get the answer right away. I'm also able to embed a widget on any website and allow the end user to create a ticket, and they're going to get related search results here. But if they're not finding what they're looking for, they can create a ticket, and by logging in, they're able to see what tickets they've created. Now, as an agent, I can access that particular ticket, and I can reply to it with a note. And I can either add an article and insert it, or I can add a canned response. This is going to be important because let's say we have an agent in training who doesn't know much about the company, but they're on the floor. They can answer a ticket with a note with a canned response or an article. Or I can just hit reply and answer with an article or a canned response. Either way, that ticket is going to get answered quickly. So with suggested articles, I can do a search and choose to link to that article on the end user perspective, or within that reply I can add content. If I want to give a canned response, I can do so, and I can even have the person who created the ticket's name dynamically inserted to that canned response so it's more custom. The second problem, we're noticing that there's repetitive tasks that just take too long to answer. And what we want to do is create a knowledge base and a forum where they can look up articles and topics on their own, and they can help themselves without ever having to create a ticket. And this is how it looks. It's broken down into 3 different levels, and we're using languages that drill down to topics, and then that drill down to articles. And here's what it looks like from the end user experience. So let's say I do a search for a PIN code and I want to learn how to recover my PIN code. I can click on that, read it, and if it's very helpful to me, I can press yes or no. As far as forums go, we're breaking it down to 3 different levels, again by languages as a main category, and then forums are broken up into 4 different types, and then from there you can have a discussion thread. Now the end user can talk back and forth with agents based on that discussion, and they can even vote up different discussions that they feel are important. On a private level, we can create a forum where only agents and distributors can access for training. And here's what that looks like on the end user experience. As you can see, we have English-based forums, Spanish-based forums, and we can create multiple languages including Portuguese and even Chinese. If I want to search for a particular forum thread, I can do that within this screen as an end user. If I want to see what scheduled events or webinars are coming up, I can do that, click in it, and see what webinars are coming up. The next problem we're finding is that there's antiquated phone systems because, let's face it, hardware is really hard to maintain from a cost perspective, and it just gets out of date quickly. Well, with virtual phone systems as our solution, you can update the phone systems very quickly, very affordable. You have unlimited phone extensions, and you can answer these calls from anywhere around the world on a computer or smartphone device. And recorded voice messages and conversations are sent to the system. So when they call in the main number, they can either leave a voicemail or speak to an agent, and they can either hit a particular extension for a department like accounting or sales, or they can look for a language-based agent and speak to someone live. And not only that, but that recording, like I said, goes into the back office where it has critical information like time and duration, and it's even time-stamped. So for instance, this is a recorded conversation, and as an agent I can log on and see this ticket, hit the attachment, and I can listen to the recording. The next problem is decision bottlenecks, where important and urgent decisions that need to be made are not going up to key leaders because nobody's escalating them. Well, we're going to create ticket escalation rules where we can automate overdue and urgent tickets to get to key leaders. So for instance, new tickets are going to come in and they're going to get dispatched based upon a particular condition and sent to an agent. We're also going to create service level agreement levels where high level tickets need to be responded to within 1 day and solved within 2 hours. And if it's not, we're going to send an email to another leader that's above that particular agent's rank so that they can respond to it and either give a phone call or an email or somehow get in touch with that person who created a ticket. We also created a frustration monitor. Statistics show that any interaction between an agent and an end user that is more than 4 times causes the end user to be frustrated, and it reduces our credibility and it tempts them to talk negative to us on the social media. We don't want that to happen. So if there's anything more than 4 interactions, we're going to create an email and send it up the chain of command so that those tickets can get a personal touch. Well, the next problem we're finding is that there's information idleness. Information that is coming down from key leaders are not being disseminated to the agents on an equal playing field. Well, with information dissemination, we can create a forum and be able to allow anyone, whether it's the end user or the agent or affiliates, to get the information in a timely manner. And it's one-time post and everybody can access it. By the way, we can also create a ticket and put key people, agents or group leaders into a group and create a ticket and send it to them that way throughout the customer service portal. The next problem we're finding is that there's agent ineffectiveness, meaning that agents can be unmotivated or that there's a lack of accountability. What we want to do is solve that with reporting. We want to have agent effectiveness measured through those timely reports and reward those agents that are just rock stars. So we have access to about 12 different reports to just start the insight research. And from there, we can pull up a particular report based upon a month, let's just say September through October, and see that this particular agent has a 90% success rate meeting service goals. And from there, we want to reward that agent with different badges. And this is where the gaming comes in, where they're being rewarded with these beautiful and colorful badges that represent different service levels that have been achieved. So in the area of social media, we want to give an agent this particular badge if they meet a 100-point level by resolving 25 tickets on Twitter or Facebook. So when an agent logs in, they can see the badges that they've already unlocked, and this particular agent has a valuable player badge and a sharpshooter badge. And if they want to dig into that, they can do that and see what other agents are competing with them for that most valuable player badge. Well, for the sharpshooter badge, they have an excellent record and there's no competition there. By the way, key leadership can see this and get a little bit of insight onto the customer service team at the ground level and see what agents can be promoted or retrained if they're not doing so good, or moved laterally to a different department, or just let go so that we can get a new hire. Well, I just want to take your attention to the social customer service experience. I mentioned earlier that we can give badges to agents that are responding to a certain amount of tickets socially, and we just want to be proactive because lots of people are talking on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, that kind of thing, and we want to meet them where they're at, and we especially want to reach our affiliates before they come to us with any questions or comments. First, we can allow agents, affiliates, and end users to log into our customer service portal through Facebook and Twitter or Google, so they don't have to create a new account. At the agent level, we can filter tickets by just showing Facebook level tickets. We can integrate multiple Facebook accounts. We like that. We can also bring in Twitter accounts, where when someone sends a direct message into Twitter, we can, or at least to the corporate Twitter account, we can either convert that tweet into a ticket and answer it, or we can reply right there on the screen and tweet back to that person who tweeted us. Well, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for joining me.